Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Well, I had an interruption in the internet, and so I've had to start again here. And as I can remember, the last thing that I spoke of was uh, I understand that there were people of color here before we were brought to this continent. And the people who were here were melanated people, and the people that I've learned that were here, the original people here, the Aboriginal people here, were people of color. So yes, we have a population that was brought here from the continent of Africa, the western, I believe the western side. And then you have the people of color, black people, melanated people who were already here, who were the original Indians here. Because the Indians that we have here that are proclaiming to be the people who were here originally might not necessarily be the truth. And so I'm still studying. I'm still reading. And I'm reading even more now, even though I have to. The material that I'm reading right now, I'm having to really slow down. Now, I'm not the type of person that loves to read, but I do read every once in a while when the spirit hits me, or when I get in a mood of where I need to learn more. And I've been there a lot lately, especially in reference to our culture and our people, because that is very interesting to me. So I've been doing some reading and studying on the internet. You know, you can learn a lot from YouTube, from other people who are doing research. And so when I studied them and I tried to find the continuity between the things that I'm reading, the things that I'm learning, there's a scripture that says, here a little, there a little, line upon line, precept upon precept. I take all of these things as valuable tools for me to remember how to grow as an individual, how to improve, and how to improve our culture, and how to help our people become more of an excellent people, and to move back into finding who we are and were before our oppressors decided to use us for their benefit. Okay, so now with that said, the reading that I'm doing now, I remember when I was studying more with Christianity, and I was here a little, there a little, line upon line, precept upon precept, traveling here to that denomination, this denomination, that church, and you're getting all of this, but all of these different perspectives, but yet we have the same book. How can that be? So I know that maybe part of it is because as we learn better, we do better. Okay? So if I learned how to do something today that makes me better and I change for the better, that will make me different from even my parents, you know, because they taught me everything that I know to this point. Then I learn something else. I add to that, then I move a little bit further. So, but if I stay here and stay in my ways, this is how I believe that the different denominations and different churches have become different, but yet they're all reading the same book. Maybe as they're reading, they're progressing and they're learning more. Okay, so there's the here a little, there a little, line upon line, precept upon precept that can cause diversity and it can cause division. Because if you have this person here that reads to here and then another person reads to here, now there's a gap because this said this group was not able to move to here, and now you got some to come out of that and move further. So you constantly got these changes, but you still have the existence of all these different organizations. And so it looks like we're all divided, but maybe we're just growing. Okay, so that's kind of the way I see my life. I don't want to discourage those who have gone before me and they're here, and now I'm here. But I was once here, so how can I speak against this people? So what I have to do, I have decided to do, is bless these where they are and try to shine my light so that those who are able to make that jump to where I am, then maybe they can move forward. And there will be other people who will move further than I am. And there you have life going on and on. And I think that maybe what is happening with diversity in all of our different denominations. So with that said, I have made some decisions now. And when I was making these decisions, even in Christianity, and moving on and changing, I had youngsters, kids, who were maybe coming from their parents, and they're trying to stay within the confines of that knowledge that they have here. And when they started to stand up in that knowledge that they have, well, I'm over here and I've moved here. So now they somewhat saw me as a mentor and someone who has led them, and now they're standing in what they have here. Now they're questioning me about how did I go from here to here, and maybe even questioning whether my being here is valid. Okay, and that's okay, because they should have a questioning mind. In order to grow, you've got to be able to be humble enough or be open-minded enough to see, because you have to study. These are decisions that you have to make and be at peace within your own self. So, know ye not that you are the temple of God. You are the temple and the one that has to determine how this body is going to move, how it's going to live, and you must be at peace with that. If there's not a sign of peace there, then I think this is when we begin to demise. And that you cannot be, no man can serve two masters. And when you're trying to serve two masters, here comes confusion. Here comes health problems, because your mind is not at peace. And if your mind is not at peace, you cannot live a life of truth. And I'm teaching the truth shall set you free. So as these youngsters started questioning me, the next thing, because I didn't want to be snatched all over the place, I had to say, wait a minute. Don't bring your questions to me. You live where you're living. I'm living my life. You live your life. And now you can ask me questions about where I am, and I can give you those answers as to why I stand the way I stand. But do not come to me with, and you're here, you're just a child under me, and I'm way up here. I've gotten here by choices that I've intellectually made with this brain. You know, I'm using what God has given me to be able to seek truth. Because if I have questions, I got a question and I need answers. So I can put on paper and write down exactly where I am, and then if you want to question that, then you can buy my book. Okay. And I think that when I buy somebody else's book, I don't really have to just keep dwelling on them, questioning them, or trying to try to take away from them. No, they have put it in a book. Now they have written down to the best of their abilities the knowledge and where they are. You can read this book for $19.95. Okay, and then you have your answers, and so you can use that as a part of your research and what have you. But it is not your job or my job to just drill someone else on where they are. And because if they have put it in a book, now I can look at this book and I can say, okay, now I need to compare. Do I need to receive this information, or not. Because the fact that you put it on paper holds you to that information. But when you're just talking with a person and they're jumping all here and there and everywhere, they're just trying to prove a point. No, put your point on paper. So now I can look at this and make the decisions for myself as to what I need to be able to receive or not receive based on the research that you have done and your.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.